Hey everyone, Matt with Tractor Guy's Garage here, and today we are starting a project that I think will be a pretty fun one, and I hope you all will enjoy it. This is something I kind of dreamt up after a recent purchase for a certain garden tractor that we acquired. That's in another video. You'll have to go back and see the purchase of that to kind of see where we got to with this. But what it has led to is essentially me having a spare opposed twin Briggs & Stratton kicking around that I naturally have to find a use for. So, because I don't always make the smartest decisions, I decided let's try this. Yeah. Oh boy. So, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a fit. But what you're looking at here is a, I believe, 68, 67, something like that, Rupp Roadster frame. I bought it just as a frame and headstock that I had originally set up as a mini bike with a little Predator, and I'll include some pictures here in the screening, kind of see what this started off as. And tore it apart because I got bored, wanted to redo it. Went through a couple iterations that were just total junk, not worth anything, and ended up getting the motor pulled. It's actually sitting over back behind me right now because I was thinking I might try to fix the motor. And I kind of toyed with the idea of what I wanted to do with it and went back and forth and eventually just kind of said I'll just stick it in the fence row and figure out what I want to do with it later. And I've had it out here for a little while trying to, again, figure out what I want to do with it. And now that I have this spare 16-horse post twin Briggs & Stratton kicking around, this seems like a logical thing to put in here. You know, why not? There's obviously no problems. So I think this is going to be a pretty wicked project once we get it all together. Get you zoomed out a little bit here. So basically what we're going to be doing, we're going to try to get this motor fitted up into here. So we're going to have to stretch the frame out. I'm going to go probably about an 8-inch stretch to give me enough room for the motor and just a little bit of wiggle room on the backside. We're going to have to fabricate a new custom sway bar, or excuse me, swing arm. The original swing arm here I had cut up and modified. And I think we're just going to make a whole new one again to refit the tire, as well as be strong enough to kind of restructure the weight, how it's going to sit on the rear end, because obviously we've got quite a bit more weight than we used to have. And we're going to go torque converter drive, most likely. I haven't decided yet fully, but we're most likely going to go torque converter drive off of this to a torque converter to the rear tire. And try to make this thing a fun little romping around vehicle of some kind. I don't know quite what this is all going to turn into yet. We're going to kind of play this as we go. I'm also, I think, going to improve the front end. The forks and all that were pretty decent at the time, but I'm not sure how much how happy I am with them now and how much I trust them, especially with this much power we're looking to put in here. So I might go ahead and also redo these forks, or at least maybe do some bracing and kind of triangulate them a little bit to get a little more strength out of these fork assemblies. And yeah, kind of see where it goes. Obviously, fitment-wise, you know, that's a pretty wide motor. That's a pretty skinny frame. So obviously we're going to be hanging off a little bit. But I'm not too opposed to that because the original, where you'd put your foot pegs here, never really were in a good spot anyway. So we'll probably have to come up with some new places to mount that and kind of stick all this in there. We're also obviously going to have to deal with the fact that the carburetor is taller than the frame. So that's going to be a bit of an issue, a bit of a fun challenge, I think, though, because what I think we'll end up doing with all of this is just take this whole manifold off, potentially, and either make a 90 for this carburetor, or we might look at putting some dual carbs on here, or maybe even just figure out a way to stick it up through the center of the frame here and just reposition the gas tank and or make a custom air cleaner setup. I don't know. We'll see kind of where it fits in here and kind of go from there. But I think it'd be kind of cool to have a set of dual Makunis or something like that on here, running this with a custom intake and, you know, obviously custom exhaust and everything out of it. I don't know. We'll kind of have to see where we go with it and kind of just play it by ear for how we want to make it work. But I think this will be a really cool build. And I'm not sure quite, this might be kind of a drawn out. We'll do this kind of in the spare time. Obviously, I've got my other projects that you'll have to see, some of my other videos to kind of see where we're at with some of those. And those are obviously taking precedence. But I thought this would be a fun little thing to kind of throw together. Because the other thing is I have almost everything I think I need to put this together, with the exception of a few random materials. I've got a torque converter and all the parts I need for that, I think. I've got the tire and everything that I need. So aside from some fabricating steel and a few other small, throttle and a few other little things, I've got 90% of what I need to put this together. So I think I'd like to try to keep this as low buck as we can and just get this thing to something where we can have some real fun with. So this is, I think, kind of now showing me where I need to do some cutting, and it'll probably be a little bit before I get back to this, and y'all have to stay tuned, because I'll probably just do little short videos of this just because that way it doesn't drag out too long. But the next video will be us taking, and I'll cut the frame apart, and we will stretch this whole thing out and actually get the motor fitted up in there and start to see what it's going to take to get this actually as a running and operating vehicle. So with that, it's going to be a little bit of a short video today. I appreciate y'all watching, and you'll have to let me know what y'all think of this project and where we're going to go from here. Like I said, it probably won't be too quick that we'll be getting through all of these. I've got a bunch of other stuff that I am trying to get work done. Obviously, some of my other projects do take a little bit of precedence, but when I'm got downtime waiting for parts or all that, this is a nice cheap way to have some fun, and I think it'll be a cool project once it's all done. Like I said, I haven't really planned out exactly how I want this to turn out yet, so if you have any cool suggestions or comments on where we should take this, drop them down in the comments, and who knows, maybe we'll put them on the bike here. As for kind of how this is end up going to look, though, the bike was originally a metallic silver and metallic green combo, and it looked really good, I think, when I had first done it. And I would really, really like to get it back to that as much as I can, and maybe do the same metallic green all over the frame, with either some metallic green accents on the motor or some other kind of combination like that with the chrome and silver everywhere else. I think that would just look really cool, especially kind of a tribute to how these would have looked back in the day. So we'll have to see kind of how that was going to shape up and exactly where we're going to paint it that color, but I think that's going to be the goal of where this is going to end up. So yeah, you'll have to tell me what you think of that and if you want to see anything specific. But for now, I think that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate y'all watching. Stay tuned for some more updates on this, and we'll see you later.